There is something I have carried inside me for a long time, and I cannot keep pretending it does not exist. These thoughts have stayed with me because they matter, not because I want to criticize you or make you feel like you are not enough. They remain because I believe honesty is one of the few things that can truly strengthen a connection when it is shared with love instead of judgment. If I never spoke about what has been weighing on my heart, then I would be hiding an important part of myself from you. That is not the kind of connection I want us to have. I have a few reservations about you, especially some of the habits you have developed over time. I know habits are not formed overnight, and they are not always easy to recognize. Sometimes we repeat the same patterns so many times that they become invisible to us. We believe they are simply part of who we are, even when they quietly affect the people around us. I am not asking you to become someone else. I am simply hoping you will be willing to look at yourself with the same honesty that I have been trying to practice within myself. One thing that has always stood out to me is how often you carry everything by yourself. You rarely allow anyone to see what is happening beneath your smile. You convince yourself that staying silent is a sign of strength, but sometimes silence becomes a wall instead of a shield. It keeps people from understanding you. It keeps those who genuinely care from standing beside you. You tell yourself that no one will understand, yet you never give anyone the chance to prove you wrong. There were moments when I could sense something was bothering you, even though you insisted everything was fine. Your words said one thing, but your eyes revealed another story entirely. I wanted to ask more questions, but I also respected your space. I kept hoping that when you were ready, you would trust me enough to let me in. Instead, you continued carrying burdens that became heavier with each passing day. Another habit that concerns me is how quickly you assume the worst when something feels uncertain. Instead of asking for clarity, you often fill the silence with your own conclusions. Those conclusions become your reality before anyone has the opportunity to explain themselves. Misunderstandings grow because assumptions are allowed to speak louder than facts. I have watched small situations become much larger simply because fear arrived before communication. A delayed message became a sign of rejection. A quiet moment became evidence that someone no longer cared. An unanswered question turned into an entire story that never actually happened. I wish you could see how much unnecessary pain those assumptions create for you. I know life has given you reasons to be cautious. I know disappointment leaves scars that are not always visible. But every new relationship deserves the chance to exist without being judged by the mistakes of the past. Not everyone will repeat the actions of those who hurt you before. Some people truly arrive with honest intentions. You also have a habit of expecting perfection from yourself while extending endless grace to everyone else. You forgive others quickly, yet you punish yourself for every mistake. You replay conversations over and over, wondering if you said the wrong thing or made the wrong decision. Meanwhile, you rarely acknowledge all the kindness you have shown, all the effort you have given, and all the love you have quietly shared. there is a balance that you have not yet learned. Compassion should include yourself. Patience should include yourself. Understanding should include yourself. If you continue measuring your worth only by your flaws, you will never recognize the incredible qualities that already exist within you. Sometimes you become so focused on protecting yourself that you accidentally push away the very people who want to stay. You test loyalty without realizing it. You create distance just to see who will cross it. You wait for someone to prove themselves over and over again, even after they already have. Eventually, constant testing becomes exhausting. Trust cannot grow in an environment where every action is treated like another examination. I believe your heart is good. I have never questioned that. What concerns me is the fear that sometimes controls your decisions before your heart has the opportunity to speak. Fear tells you to hide. Fear tells you to withdraw. Fear tells you to prepare for disappointment before happiness even has a chance to arrive. You deserve more than a life directed by fear. I have also noticed that you sometimes underestimate the impact your words have on others. There are moments when frustration escapes your lips before patience has the chance to intervene. You may not intend to hurt anyone, but intentions do not erase the effect of careless words. Once spoken, they remain in someone's memory far longer than we realize. I am not asking you to become perfect. None of us are. I simply hope you will become more aware. Awareness changes everything. When we recognize our patterns, we finally gain the power to change them. There are times when you focus so much on what is missing that you forget to appreciate what is already present. You compare your journey to someone else's progress. You measure your life against impossible standards. Instead of celebrating how far you have come, you criticize yourself for not being further ahead. That habit steals joy from moments that deserve gratitude. Life was never meant to be a race. Growth does not happen according to someone else's timeline. Every lesson arrives exactly when it needs to. Every season has its own purpose. The delays you dislike today may eventually become the reasons you appreciate tomorrow. I know you have dreams that mean everything to you. I know you want to become stronger, wiser, and more successful. Those ambitions are beautiful. They inspire me because they reveal how deeply you care about creating a meaningful life. But sometimes your ambition becomes another source of pressure instead of inspiration. You convince yourself that resting is weakness. You feel guilty whenever you slow down. Please remember that even the strongest people need moments of stillness. Rest is not quitting. Reflection is not failure. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. There is another habit that quietly concerns me. You often apologize for things that were never your fault. You carry responsibility for situations that belong to other people. You become the peacemaker even when someone else created the conflict. Your kindness is one of your greatest qualities, but kindness without healthy boundaries eventually becomes self-neglect. You cannot continue carrying everyone else's emotional weight while ignoring your own. You cannot heal every wounded heart if you never give yourself time to heal. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to choose peace without feeling guilty for it. I also wish you believed compliments as easily as you believe criticism. Someone can remind you of 10 wonderful things about yourself, yet one negative comment stays in your mind for weeks. Why do you give so much power to the voices that diminish you while questioning the people who genuinely admire you? You are far more capable than you realize. You are far more resilient than you acknowledge. Your strength has carried you through situations that once seemed impossible. Do not let temporary doubts erase permanent truths. I hope you understand that these reservations do not come from disappointment. They come from hope. Hope believes people can grow. Hope believes habits can change. Hope believes self-awareness can transform an entire future. I am not searching for someone who has never made mistakes. I am searching for someone who is willing to learn from them. I am not expecting perfection. I am hoping for honesty. I am hoping for effort. I am hoping for the courage to face uncomfortable truths because those truths often become the beginning of something stronger, healthier, and more authentic. Every day offers another opportunity to choose differently. Every conversation offers another opportunity to listen more carefully. Every challenge offers another opportunity to respond with wisdom instead of impulse. Growth is rarely dramatic. More often, it happens quietly through small decisions repeated consistently over time. That is what I believe for you. I believe your future does not have to be controlled by yesterday's habits. I believe the person you are becoming is greater than the fears that have followed you for so long. I believe that when you begin recognizing these patterns, you will discover a version of yourself that has been waiting patiently beneath them all along.